Time for another episode of Pottawattamie County Roots. I am Todd Studer. We are still on location at West Fair 2026. Now, as this is being released, West Fair is done. And we'll talk about how all of that went coming up later on this week. This is Connor Mowery. He is with Advanced Southwest Iowa Corporation, manager of entrepreneurial development. You are directly responsible for me being able to say entrepreneurial more smoothly.
Oh, yeah,
I ever have.
it's a big word. It took me a lot of practice too. And when I tell people my title, they always look at me like, huh? So I have to explain to them at a kind of a more basic level what it means.
I have these words that just don't want to come out, but after you practice them enough, it helps.
Yeah.
When I may have mentioned it before, when I was doing audiobooks, the word similarly, and I still can't say it quickly. I have to slow down. Or years ago, there's an event center in Cedar Rapids. It used to be called the Five Seasons Center. They sold a sponsorship to U.S. Cellular. So now you got the U.S. Cellular Center. That took a while.
Oh, yeah. A lot of F's going on there.
It took a while. What's the latest going on with Advanced Southwest Iowa Corporation? I know that we made a big announcement last time I saw you.
We did. We talked about the REV Pitch Competition, which is going really well. We're at $11,500 for sponsorships.
That's still going up, too, because
It
it's
is.
higher now than it was.
Yes, and I'm still expecting some checks in the mail, so that that number is going to be...
Hint, hint.
Yes. If you'd like to sponsor the REV Pitch Competition, you can directly get a hold of me. I'd love it. So that's fantastic. You know, last year we raised $20,000, so we're over halfway there.
Yeah.
Which is great. We've got some new people on board too, and the applications are open.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I understand, they're rolling in. So,
well, this has grown since it began. Was it 5 years ago now? 6 years ago?
they started in 2015.
2015. Okay, so 11 years ago. But as everything has gotten dialed in and as more businesses and organizations realize the value to what this is for our area, that's why they want to get involved. That's why you're seeing that number go up.
Yep.
That's why you're seeing more and more businesses that are able to grow from a grant.
Absolutely.
That is, because what they're receiving is not a loan.
Nope.
This is something to help you with a specific project that you have. So if you haven't applied yet, please do. And do you have a link up on the Advanced site, or is it just on the TS Bank site?
We have it on our Advanced Facebook page.
Okay.
There are a couple of links up there. And then, yes, on the TS Bank, they have a page as well for that.
Right. So it's, I'm not sure when they're shutting off applications. I think it's in September.
Yeah.
So there's
got a while yet.
there's a little bit of time, but you're going to want that time. And also make sure that you have a specific thing that you're going to be requesting the money for, because operating expenses isn't going to get it for you.
Right.
Even though that's important, but that's not what this is designed to do.
Exactly. And when we look at financials for these businesses, we look to see viability and what their operation costs are, and if they're already sustaining those operation costs. Because if they're not sustaining those, then maybe they need to come back and sit down with Advanced Southwest Iowa Corporation,
Right,
or the Small Business Development Center at Iowa Western, and kind of take a look and see where things are at with their business, and see how we can kind of align them better. So then next year they can apply.
You bring up a really good point, because whether it's Advanced Southwest Iowa Corporation or the Small Business Development Center or any of the other resources that you have access to that you can get them in touch with,
Absolutely.
these are cost-free ways to be able to, if it's not directly growing your business, it can at least give you some ideas on paths that you can take.
Absolutely. This week and the last week, it took me a couple weeks to put together, but I put together a 20-page strategic plan for a client of mine. It's a larger project, but it really required a lot of detail. And through there, just kind of put different possibilities for the growth. Okay, well, if you want a retail store, these are the different things, these are the different ways that could look like,
Right,
or et cetera. So it's interesting.
On Pottawattamie County Roots, we explore the places that make our region home.
and the people who keep them connected. That is why we are proud to feature Marnie Elkhorn Communications, your local communications provider serving Marnie, Elkhorn, Walnut, Avoca, and other southwest Iowa towns with high-speed fiber internet, reliable phone service, and TV options built for rural living. With real local support and unlimited data plans, you get speeds up to 1 gig to work, stream, and stay in touch with family and neighbors. Visit metc.net to learn more and get connected today. If you have a leak, a clogged drain, or even if you're planning a big remodel, Waldstein Plumbing in Council Bluffs has you covered. With fast, reliable service and expert craftsmanship, handling everything from small repairs to major installations. They're locally owned and trusted and take pride in doing the job right the first time. Residential or commercial, big or small, when plumbing problems strike, they're the ones to call. Visit waldsteinplumbing.com. I'm trying to think if there's anybody out here at the fair right now that you should go talk to. Because there's small businesses that are out here.
Absolutely. And people don't realize that even if you're just growing and selling something or making and selling a product, that is a business. If you are selling a good or a service, that is a business, and there is always room for growth. You know, you're your biggest asset, so you can only grow as fast as you want to grow, but there's always room for growth.
Well, let me sing you a little kudos here, because you and I met for that reason, to talk about, okay, here's where I'm at with my business. What are some of the things that I need to do in order to be able to grow? And since that meeting, I have 3 new sponsors that have come on the show. And they are like folks that well known in the community, because it was me needing to step out of the shadows even farther. It's kind of strange to say that doing what I do.
Yeah, kind of.
But I'm really, I'm very strong at putting together programming, but out there marketing myself, I haven't really spent enough time doing that.
And everybody's kind of has this fear, right, of, and it's innate. It's, you can't control it. When you learn to control it. This fear of, well, I'm not good enough, for this imposter syndrome, or who am I to say X, Y, and Z? But then you realize every other person feels the exact same way you do. And so when you go to these networking events or you go to these marketing events and you're talking to people, guaranteed they feel the exact same way you do.
We're all just used to putting on a mask
Absolutely.
to go through the motions, but this is not a unique issue. And you bring up that imposter syndrome thing. It's so many people deal with it, and very, very successful people deal with it. I've heard stories from Ray Romano when he's giving interviews about just how crippled he has been by it. And you're talking about a guy that had the #1 TV show in the country.
Yeah.
David Letterman, one huge. Yeah, just cannot take a compliment, because he will just instantly turn it around. But having imposter syndrome does not need to stop you from achieving your goals.
Yep.
And it can kind of feed into your brain a little bit, making you think that, okay, it's probably not possible for me. But guess what? That's why you go and you talk to Connor, or you talk to somebody over at the SBDC and get some outside perspective.
Absolutely.
And that's important, I think, in any business. Even if you and I are not sitting down and talking specifics about numbers or revenue that I need to raise for here or there or whatever, there's still a benefit to having those conversations.
And a lot of times, and I've talked about this many times on your show before, and I tell this to people all the time, entrepreneurs, business owners, everybody, we have blind spots in our life. We think we're going one direction and we're missing all of this context that's out here. Sometimes you need somebody, an outside person who has no real stake in what you have going on, just to look at it, remove those blind spots and say, hey, maybe that client that you have that you think is doing well for you is not. Oh, hey, that business partner is taking advantage of you. You need to dump them. I've said that before. and it's never an easy conversation to have.
No comments.
Something you... I'm not saying you had that conversation, but
No, I
You
get
see the point.
Yeah, I do. I definitely see the point. And it's that old saying that's been around forever, you can't see the forest for the trees. Well, what that means is we can sometimes, guilty as charged, get bogged down in the details.
Yep.
And we can be so focused on the tasks and the mechanism to be able to produce what we do that we forget that we have a business that's apart from the duties. It's apart from either product or service that it is that we do. There's a business to be able to run besides that. And if we focus too much on producing shows or having different guests come in, and that's my entire focus, the business doesn't grow.
Right. Because people don't see that part of it. They don't see you editing the show. They don't see you doing all of the prep work. And frankly, they don't care. Like, it's just the forward facing is what it is. People don't care about the mundane tasks. There are great tools out there to make those mundane tasks a lot easier. There's AI. You can hire a marketing manager, like,
Yeah.
all sorts of tools for that, so that you can be that front facing CEO that you want to be for your business.
That's everyone's goal, I think, that is in business, or most people's goal.
Right.
Now, for some, it's just, hey, I don't like having a boss. I like having stuff to do. And this is a way to be able to do that.
Mhm.
But to truly grow a business, it takes people.
It does.
And it sometimes it's not employees. Sometimes it's collaborators that you may not have known you could have had that type of relationship with. And a great way to meet those things is by going to some of your events, go to these business meetups, meet other people who are thinking along the same things, completely different product or
Absolutely.
service, but you find you've got similarities past just we're both entrepreneurs.
Right. Mistakes are similar, stories are similar, journeys are similar. And while every business, like you just said, are different, services are different, the people all have something unique and similar to share with each other. And that collaboration, man, I hear that word so much, collaboration, from people in my industry, from business owners around here. I went up to Sioux City this week and talked to a colleague of mine up there, and she was saying the same thing. Sioux City is just filled with collaborators. So maybe it's an Iowa thing. Hopefully it's an Iowa thing. I like to think it's an Iowa thing.
Across rural Pottawattamie County, strong communities grow from strong local relationships. Avela Bank is here for the families, farms, and small businesses that keep Southwest Iowa moving. From personal and business banking to agricultural loans for land, equipment, livestock, and operating needs, Avela offers solutions backed by local service. Connect with the Avela Bank team in Council Bluffs or visit avela.bank. Avela Bank, local people serving local needs. Member FDIC. Service Master Restore by Schmader knows it can be hard to get things back to normal when you've suffered serious property damage due to flooding, fire, or smoke, and that can oftentimes lead to mold, and you may be left with all sorts of questions about how to get your home or business back to normal. It's easy. You give Cindy Schmader a call with Service Master Restore by Schmader. Her phone number, 402-339-9911.
Yeah, you get into such as the coworker space that you are in the process of creating right now. That's another place for people to be able to get involved with like-minded folks. And even if, and here's the thing, even if you're not having a direct conversation with somebody, you put enough people in the same room that are thinking that way, it does create an energy.
Oh, absolutely.
And just being inside of that, you'll find yourself, well, I'm actually focused a little better right now. And maybe not even realizing why, but that's why.
Yeah.
It's because all these different people are all facing a similar direction.
You know, that kind of reminds me of this. You and I were at that networking event the other day in Omaha. And after, at every networking, they go around the room and everybody gives their pitches. I don't know if you noticed, but right afterwards, everybody shot across the room to each other because everybody in that room found somebody else that they wanted to talk to or get their business card, or oh, I need your business, or I think we can collaborate or something. It was so cool to watch that right after.
I did it. There was a lady there from a nonprofit that they focus in Omaha. They're wanting to get across the river, do a little more with some people in Council Bluffs and more rural communities. And I didn't know that. She didn't even mention it. I went to her and asked her, "Hey, do you do anything in Council Bluffs or in on the Iowa side?" And she said, "No, but we're really wanting to do that." And I said, "Well, let's talk.
That's great.
Let's learn a little bit more about each other." And met another lady that does travel, and yeah, there was a guy that doing that TV marketing in the businesses.
Yes.
He and I are going to schedule a meeting to just sit down and talk, because we do similar work,
Right.
but not exact work. So it's like we're complementing businesses, not competing businesses.
Correct.
And those are the types of things you don't know until you start getting out and you meet some people. So that's one of the reasons why I go to those events that you have. I usually see a lot of the same people, but I always see somebody new every time.
Absolutely. And even if it's the same people that you normally see, it's that the relationship building that it goes to.
Exactly. Well, before we wrap things up, I know that Advanced Southwest Iowa Corporation is kind of partnering in Mills County with the economic development position.
We are.
There's looking to fill that position.
We are.
Yeah.
So in February, our rural manager, Shalimar, moved on to another position, and we have not filled that position. But in the time that we were kind of exploring filling that position, we realized that Mills County had a need as well. Their senior economic developer is retiring, and they have also struggled to fill that position.
Right.
And because Mills County is part of the Greater Omaha Economic Development Association that we are a part of, and we are so close, and Mills County was originally supposed to be part of Advanced Southwest Iowa Corporation, we just saw a neat opportunity to collaborate with them. So we have a position up. It's on our LinkedIn and our Facebook. You can check it out. It's a rural economic developer position for a senior level economic developer to work on rural projects in Pottawattamie and Mills County.
I may be a little bit biased, but I don't know that there's a prettier part of the state.
That's beautiful.
Where we're at. You drive around some of those rural areas in Pottawattamie County, get down into Mills County, go across Highway 34, and just look at the scenery that's out there. That could be your home office. Driving around and visiting businesses and talking with folks and being in that economic development role. So yeah, if this is in your wheelhouse, I would highly recommend checking it out and getting that resume all tuned up and get it in. So
Absolutely.
well, out at the fair.
I'm going to go take a look. This is fun.
Food trucks will be opening up pretty soon.
Yeah.
And I know that as we are talking right now, we've got judging going on at the different barns. And it's a pretty good crowd going on, even in the drizzle.
In the drizzle.
As we're recording this. So
tons of people. It's spectacular.
It's a lot of fun. So Connor Mowery, Advanced Southwest Iowa Corporation, Manager of Entrepreneurial Development. Thanks for your time. Appreciate you coming out.
Yeah,
Thank you for watching this episode of Pottawattamie County Roots presented by Hoy Kolnoski Funeral Home. And please hit like, share, follow, even subscribe. These are free things that you can do that pushes this information out even farther inside of that algorithm that's online. That's what it's looking for. If you're paying attention to it, it knows other people want to see it too, and more people find out about the great information Connor was just talking about. My name is Todd Studer, and we'll see you next time.